Hey everyone, welcome to my channel Tech with Meghraj. Today we're going to discuss about how to deal with Windows PC performance issues. Thanks for get started in today's video topic. So Windows PC performance issues. Why does mostly Windows face such issue? It's because the obvious reason Windows OS is highly resource consuming because of its background processes. And so we have few steps here. The first one I would recommend is just go ahead and try to restart your PC or the laptop. That's any IT technician would suggest, right? And the second thing would be to timely check under your system settings if there are any pending Windows updates. So you see here it says attention is needed. So yeah, it's loading and it's checking for updates. So if it finds any update that's pending, kindly do that because it keeps running in the background until you complete it, right? So that's one thing here. So it's still checking for updates. Let me check. Yeah, Wi-Fi is perfect, but yeah, it takes some time. All right. So there should be some pending updates here, which should be completed. It will restart to apply the updates. And the next thing would be obviously to check for some viruses or something like that. So just come to your system settings and check for virus and threat protection. It will open the Windows security. So you can run a quick scan or you can also run a full scan or even a customized scan. It will just run through your system prefetch and all the files and see if there are any such malicious files found on your system, right? And also another thing would be to check if really your hard drive is cluttered hard drive, or I would say the SSD these days are coming up. So I have an SSD on my laptop, so you can see everything here shows cool. If this is almost like 90% full, then it's not having enough memory to perform its tasks. In that case, you need to see an additional option to either defragment the drive or delete any unwanted files that you have on your system, right? Or if your PC or laptop is upgradable with another HDD or an SSD, try to add that in an empty slot if it supports, right? So in order to defrag, I think you can go ahead and do it from here. Yeah, optimize and defragment the drive. Just right click on the drive, go to tools, and you can optimize. And yeah, that should also work, or you can manually defrag it. Another thing would be running the deleting the temp prefetch files. So for that, nothing, just run the Windows R command, Windows and the R key on your keyboard, and type temp. Just continue. So you can just select all and right click and shift and delete. It's going to delete them. So just press Control A and shift delete. It's going to delete. Yeah, few you can skip. And yeah, the same thing, Windows R again. You can check for percent temp, percentage. Yeah, you see here, these are the local app data temp. So just Control All, Shift and delete. Yeah. So for WinSat, I think I'll just skip for it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you can skip for these. That's fine. All right. And also now we are gonna check for prefetch. So same Windows R prefetch. Yeah. Continue. Just give it the permission. So yeah, you can see quite a lot of prefetch here. So it's basically an app cache for the Windows. Just again Control A and Shift and delete. Yeah, that's gone. And after this, you can just restart your laptop or the PC, right? The next thing would be, even if you're still facing the issue, just check your task manager, like what exactly is happening with your system. Actually, this should be the first step, but yeah, you can do it vice versa. Nothing does matter. So for me, mine is perfectly all right. CPU is in 10 and memory is at 32%. But if something's bothering, if you're having the performance issue, either one of these, CPU, memory, or disk, should be crossing 85, 90, like that, should be touching around that, or even sometimes touching the mark of like 99, 100% too. In that cases, you need to see which app is consuming more resources. Just click on this and it will show with the descending order with the highest consuming resource from here. So right now Clipchamp is running here, so that's the reason it's consuming more. So in your case, it should be some other app. And yeah, you can also check the graph if it's having some spikes. So that's the thing. And also memory is again related to RAM. Disk is related to the hard drive. So you have multiple types of hard drives, like you have a SATA HDD, and also these days you're getting the non-volatile memory express SSDs, NVMe SSDs. So SSDs are more faster. Gen 3 and the Gen 4 SSDs are quite good these days, but your motherboard should support that. And also so anyone who is running on a HDD for over like 3 or 4 years and seeing performance issues, if your motherboard does support it, you can just move from your traditional hard drives to the latest SSDs. That would give you a major performance boost. Also for memory, if you are having dual channel slots or multiple RAM slots on your PC or the laptop, try to run, try to adding one more RAM stick to your PC or the laptop, because it will run in a dual channel mode and that's going to give you better performance. So mine was actually shipped with a 8 GB stick with an additional slot being empty. So my motherboard was obviously compatible. I ordered a 16 GB one, and right now I have close to like 24 GB memory. So it runs with 8 and 8 as dual channel. The other 8 will be running as a single channel. But I have 16 GB running right now on this machine as a dual channel one. So that's one thing. And so more RAM space, more free memory for you to multitask, right? So that's one thing again. And yeah, RAM type, you have DDR2, DDR3, DDR4, DDR5. The versions keep on going. The more the number, the advanced and faster it is, and it has more prefetch support. So it has the capacity to run more multiple applications, or you having the ability to multitask at the same time, right? So that's the reason for it. It will hold more cache. And again, it depends on your motherboard support. That's one thing you need to check. And you have a website called as the one that I use is mostly PC Part Picker. I'll just show it real quick here. So it's PC Part Picker. I'm not sponsoring, I mean, I'm not promoting this or something, but this is something which I check if I try to build a custom PC. So you can just start your build here and just enter your existing CPU or your motherboard details here, and it will say if it's compatible or not, right? So it will say compatibility. If there are any issues, it will show you here. So keep using such stuff. Uh, Everything again, these are basics. As you dive deeper, you'll get to know what exactly it's gonna be, right? And again, last option, but if even you have done all these and if you're still having some issues, try to just reinstall your Windows OS. By reimaging the laptop, just ensure you take the backup of the laptop, and you can go ahead and reinstall your so go to recovery and you have the option to reset the PC. You can just choose, and you can ensure you keep, if you want to keep your personal files, you can. I would recommend you to move it to the cloud and completely clean, reset your PC, completely wipe it, and then it's going to reinstall the OS. That would help you out a lot. But again, if you're think that your laptop or the PC is not up to date, it has outdated hardware, and you still want to use the same thing, and even if your motherboard doesn't support the latest SSDs or RAM for upgradation, you can choose a lightweight OS for basic work. So Windows is too resource consuming, right? So I would recommend you to choose Linux OS, which is mostly for having like lots of open source OS out there based on Linux. You can Google it, and you also have Chrome OS, which is the lightest one. So I would recommend you Chrome OS or Linux based OS rather than a Windows OS. If your laptop or PC hardware is completely outdated and you don't want to go with the same shitty Windows OS thing, all right, because it's really resource consuming, right? And last but not the least option is to get obviously check with a technician, right? So an IT support technician or a PC technician, they'll, if it's a laptop, they can open the back panel, check if your CPU fan is cluttered or if it's not working or it has some issue. They'll probably get that cleaned. So that helps in a better airflow. Higher temperature with bad cooling again leads to a degraded performance, and again higher temperature with a good cooling, it maintains your performance, right? So obviously there will be higher temperatures if you're gaming or multitasking, but it should be compensated with a good cooling system for your laptop, right, or the PC. So ensure that. And also, if it's always better to upgrade the PC from a HDD to an SSD, so from a traditional hard drive to SSD, always keep upgrading if you have the option. If the motherboard supports SSDs, if you have additional slots for a SSD, kindly use it. Mine currently, both of them are SSD. Mine is a laptop. Initially, it shipped with 512 GB SSD. I just added one more additional SSD stick as I had an empty slot. So my motherboard supports up to 2 terabyte SSD. So I can just swap both of these out for 5112, I can swap them out with a 1 TB and a 1 TB stick in each of the slots, right? So yeah, that's how you can try to maintain or enhance your Windows PC performance. I just forgot to tell one thing, extremely sorry. So one thing that I was gonna say to you was system. Okay, come here. About, yeah, so there's something called as advanced system settings. Before I let you go, let me show this real quick. So advanced system settings, performance. Yeah, come here and click on settings. So here you have something called as adjust for best performance. So this is going to disable all the animations and the extra stuff that you don't need, but you still, it's not gonna spoil your performance, but it's gonna spoil your user experience without any animations, like completely a bland PC. But if you want that to help you out in the performance, you can just adjust and hit on apply. That's also gonna work. All right, then I think it's been quite a long video, but in case you did like it, please do share, subscribe, and like this video. All right, then see you again next week with another interesting video. Please do comment down in case if you have any topics that you want me to cover, right? All right, then. Thank you. Bye bye.